talk business to me. Hey guys, how are you doing? My name is Lindsay and I am with Perfectly Pastry. Who is Perfectly Pastry? We are a local bakery in Waterloo, Illinois. How are you doing? If you're watching me live, use a heart. Let me know that you're watching me live. If you're watching me on replay, use hashtag replay. And if it's the first time you've ever watched me live, use a number one. Like, let me know, hey, it's actually the first time I've caught you live. Thank you for hopping on. How are you doing? I'm so excited to have my countdown back because it was awkward last week when I just had to come on. And of course, I happened to I reuse my content for other things. And so I had the video and I just happened to watch the very beginning. And I was like in the video, because I didn't know what to say or do when it first came on. I was like, oh, that was a little awkward. So I am so glad to have my countdown back. So I had to, I use Streamyard. That's how I get all this lovely stuff here in my video. If you're ever interested in using Streamyard, I absolutely love it. I've been using it for a year. And they have that countdown intro. And I like that countdown intro because A, it gives people time to hop on to the video. I don't have to be doing something awkward. So when I first started doing lives, you would see people sit there and they'll be like, okay, we're gonna give them a few more minutes to get on. And then they'd look like they're writing. They probably weren't writing. They were probably pretending to write because I pretend to write, but it was just awkward, an awkward situation. So this countdown is really super nice because it allows people to get on. It allows them to know that it's about to start. And then I can just go right into it. I don't have to do anything awkward or weird or look around awkwardly when I first come on. So I absolutely love StreamYard. I've been using it for a year, been using that intro and everything. And all of a sudden, 3 of my Facebook Live videos got tagged from Facebook. And it's so funny because I got a notification about it. And seriously, it took me a month to do anything because I just ignored it. I was it said something an owner's link was added to your video. And I thought maybe it was with my mom popping on or my sister popping on or something like that. That was one of their notifications. And so I ignored it. And I was on the back end of Facebook. And I was what are these weird notifications? I had these yellow exclamation point type notifications. So I clicked on them and I was you're using copyrighted content. And I was hold up. I am not. I pay for a service that's included in my service. You need to undo this. So I refuted it. Disputed it is probably the better word. I disputed them, right? And I sent a message to StreamYard and I'm your legal team needs to be doing something because I'm getting flags and I'm going to be extremely mad if my business page gets shut down because of this. I got a response back and they're you're good to go. Not from StreamYard, from Facebook. So if that happens to you, definitely dispute it, especially if you're no. I was no, I use a service. It's part of the service. I pay a monthly fee for that. I own those rights too. So yeah, whatever. It's fixed, right? Stop complaining. Oh, fine. I'll stop complaining. It's fixed. All right, you guys. So let's go through some of the exciting things that are happening in the shop. And then today we are going to talk business. Yes, I have been really, really, really good about reining in my business talk and not doing it very often, but I'm going to talk about it today. Mainly, I was unsure about what to talk about, and business is just my jam, for real. If you watch me in my lives, I just get all excited. I'm a nerd, and owning a business is the funnest, nerdiest thing I could ever have done in my life. It's been amazing. Anyways, okay. So just so you know, we are closing early on May 14th at 11 a.m. My niece is performing at the Cardinals game. It's a whole family event, so we're shutting down because everybody is going, everybody but me. But I'm super excited because my niece is coming on the 30th. I'm making all kinds of plans for the summer. I know I say that every week, but I'm so excited. You have no idea. I miss my nieces so much. All right. So 2 new products are going to be in the shop this week. So if you have not been by the shop, I highly suggest you get over there before these are all gone. 1, we have a new cheesecake. It is called our Berry Blast Cheesecake. It is so funny because we were going over the name of this and we were talking about the difference between some of the different berry cheesecakes that we have. And I kept messing up my name. And my mom and my sister were girl, get it together. I mean, I said that before. They put out a name and then I just jarble it. And they're what? And they're pulling down signs and fixing it. As a matter of fact, my sister and I literally just did this last weekend. Okay, I'll tell you the story. Let me finish talking about the cheesecake and stuff, and then I'll tell you the story. Okay, so we have the Berry Blast Cheesecake, which is made with a strawberry gooey cake bottom, and then we top it with white chocolate. amazing. Plus, it's a lot of fun colors. My mom's like, I'm not sure I like the colors. And I'm like, I love the colors. It's so fun to have color. So we had those. And then key lime pie bars. So it is technically gooey butter cake, but because of the key lime pie, we do have to keep it refrigerated. So yum. I mean, hello, it's spring. I know that you guys are going to get nice weather. I know that you're ready for that rain to be gone and that sunshine to arrive. So what better way than enjoying some key lime, right? I mean, for real. Okay, I'll tell you the funny story. So last week we were part of the event, right? That was happening in Waterloo, the Explore Waterloo event. And we did I gotta mess up the name again, whatever. We did take and create sugar cookies. Like my sister and I were talking about it. I wrote it down so I could talk about it on my live. Like I wrote the name and then she renamed it something else in the shop. That time it was not my fault. That was totally her. She called them take and decorate. And I'm like, what? That doesn't even roll off the tongue. And she's like, but it's a lot more fun to talk about. And I was like, no. So then we had this big debate about what we were going to call it. And I was like, well, I said the name first, so now we have to go to my name. Yeah. So they were a really big hit. You guys loved them. I love them. Like I told you guys, like I love things that I can like grab and then like take it and make it with my kids because I don't want the mess. I love doing activities with my kids, but I hate having to do the mess. And so that's the great thing about these take and create cookies. The other thing, oh my gosh. Okay. So there's 3 of us in our business. Thank goodness there's 3 of us in our business. Anybody who's a solo entrepreneur, like I understand how hard it is for you. It is hard for all 3 of us. Hard. And there are 3 of us. I could not even imagine. I can't even imagine. So kudos. That being said, it is a lot of work running a business, even though there are 3 of us. And we work really hard to divvy up like what people are in charge of. There's a whole thing about how productive people have everything planned out. Yeah, that's not me. That's not what I meant though. But we do try to have planned out tasks. So if something comes in, the person who handles that task knows that that's their task and they can handle it. We don't have to have a powwow on who's going to handle it. Okay. So we work really hard to divvy up. We're not the best. We're working on it, but divvy up tasks so that when things come in, we're not going, who's going to do it? Who's going to do it? You do it. I do it. Whatever. We just do it. Okay. And social media is mine. Okay. Right. Cause I'm not in the shop. I don't live in Illinois. I'm not baking. I'm not in the shop. Social media is mine. And I have been extremely busy doing some other projects. And like, I was really, really busy. And my sister was sitting around and she was coming up with like things to put on our social media posts and things like that. She's like, oh, I got some really great ideas. I really want to share out again about our cinnamon roll muffins. She absolutely loves the cinnamon roll muffins. If you have not tried them, I highly suggest you go in. She sold a crud ton of them this weekend. She was like, they were flying off the shelves. The cinnamon roll muffins. All right. So she wanted to post about them. And I was like, dude, I am so busy. I won't get to it until tonight. If you want, you go in and post. Okay. Now, I have been very open about the fact that we take terrible pictures. Thank goodness my sister takes way better pictures than my mom and I, because when it was just my mom and I, eek. And when it was just my mom and I, eek, I had to figure out a way to like make our pictures look presentable, right? Because I was holding back on Instagram because I was just like, it's brutal sometimes with some of these pictures. First of all, my mom didn't have an iPhone. She had a really, really old phone that she was using at first. And when she upgraded her phone, thank goodness the pictures did get better. But like, I really had to figure out something because Instagram is a very visual, right? It's very visual. We all know that. We've all been on Instagram. As a matter of fact, it's a lot of video lately. And I'm like, side note, I love Instagram. I love Reels and I love TikTok, right? But like when I'm on Instagram, I want to look at pictures unless I want to go to Reels. I hate that that Reels pop up in my feed. Am I the only person? Raise your hand, like drop a raise hand emoji and be like, girl, I agree. I cannot stand when the videos pop up in my Instagram feed. I'm like, let me go and watch videos when I want. Like, I don't want to be inundated with videos. Video is everywhere. Sometimes I just want to ignore things and scroll, and I can't scroll when it's a video. I have to like engage my brain. Okay, that's my vent for the day. Anyways, I don't even know where I was going. Oh, yeah. So visual, right? Like it's a visual thing. We need better pictures. So I made this like pink little frame. And so when I post these alternating things so that it will look visually pleasing, right? Like, it's the best I came up with, right? And so I have this pink frame. It's saved in Canva. And I was like, dude, put the picture in the pink frame. go on to Zoho Social. We love Zoho Social. I can post to Facebook, Instagram. They just got Pinterest. I can post to our Google page. Like, I love it. And the best thing is, in one spot, I can say, edit as a new post and put it on other social media. Oh my goodness, it's the best. So if you haven't tried Zoho Social, it's so far one of my favorite content schedulers. It's a low cost, which is a big thing. And I can get so much done with it. But neither here nor there. I'm like, sis, go do that. And she's like, okay, but I can't get your frame on Canva. And I'm like, whatever, don't post with the frame. It's no big deal. She missed that don't post with the frame part. Anyway, so she posted on social and I was busy. I go to pick up the kids and I look on Facebook and I see this picture of our muffin. And I was like, oh, what the heck did Zoho do? Like, there's this pink background and the picture's like this. And I'm like, what is happening? I know that this is a ratio thing and I don't remember whatever vertical, horizontal. I'm not even sure. Whatever. It didn't please my eye. And I was like on the phone. I was like, oh my gosh, what does Zoho Social do? I'm like, this picture is hideous, horrible. I'm like, we have to go in and figure out what's going on. You need to make sure that you're like cropping your pictures properly for the social media. So when you go in, Zoho will like give you this yellow exclamation point. You click on it and you can crop your image to fit the social media aspect, imaging aspect that you need. And I'm just like, oh, this is so bad, blah, blah. And my sister was like, okay, I'll go look. So she like opens it and I'm like, are you looking at it? And she's like, yeah, I am. And I'm like, look what it did. Like, it's so ugly. And she was like, I did that. I did that. Like, I thought that I did that. Like, I thought that's what you wanted me to do. Like, put it on a pink background and post it. And I was like, oh yeah, no, like, I hate that. I was like, my bad. Like, I just totally trashed her. I was just like, no, to my defense, I didn't know, right? And I like totally trashed her. And she was like, dude, that was me. And then I was like, backpedaling, like insert foot. I was like, oh, my bad. Next time I would approach it like this. And she was just like, ouch, dude. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't believe I did that. I like felt so bad. I was just like, you're trash and everything you do is trash. Let's just say it, right? No, guys, I really do love my sister. My sister is my best friend. And I totally did not mean to hurt her feelings. I have been told that I can deliver critiques really harsh. So I have been actively working on that. And had I known that that was intentional, I would have never delivered it like that. I did give her some props. I was like, girl, your connection with the audience is getting better with your words. The pictures need some work. Yeah. I just couldn't believe I did that. Anyways, all right. So that's something we've been like seriously laughing about for the past several days. And then I was like, it's taken everything. She doesn't know this part. It's taken everything in my power not to delete the picture and put it in the new picture. I'm like, no, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. Like, stop being a bully. Right. Anyways. Yeah. So like I said, I love being a business owner. I love being a student. I love school. I'm like, I am the kid that begged my mom to make me do book reports over the summer because my brain was bored and I needed something to do. Okay. And so I would have been a professional student if I could have afforded it. My husband's like, girl, we are not sending you for your PhD. Like, we're just forking out all this money. So I needed something to like stimulate my brain. Problem solving. I love problem solving. I love analyzing. I love coming up with solutions. Like, that is my jam. And owning a business has allowed me to do all of those things. Absolutely love it. I'm telling you, like, owning a business is like the nerdiest thing you can do. Oh my goodness. Anyways, so yes, I own a business, right? Like, obviously. And when we first started our business, I knew nothing about business. I have told you guys that story. Like, I knew nothing about business. So this person who loves to do research and analyze, I did a lot of research. I did a lot of analyzing. I did a lot of writing and note taking and sharing and talking and getting uber excited and getting on here and being like, look what I learned. And I still do that to this day, right? And I took all of that information and I actually created a book. I created a book so that other bakery business owners could know where to start. Like, I did all this research. I had all this information and then I just put it in one spot so that people could easily find it. So yes, you can get these on Amazon. And I know that was a total weird segue, but hey, I did it. I did. I wrote this book. And my sister is so funny because we were like, I was like, I really want to talk about business. And she's like, you should really talk about the fact that you wrote a book. She's like, it's so crazy you don't talk about it more often. And I'm like, yeah, I know, like that's the whole mindset thing. Got to get through it. Right. But she was like, dude, it's funny because most people write a book because they're like, I'm an expert and you should listen to me. And they're like super snooty and snobby about it. And she's like, and that's not why you wrote a book. She's like, you wrote a book because you're a nerd. You're a nerd and you're like, I'm a nerd and I did research and look at what I found. And this is all the research I found for you. And I was like, so true. It is. It's so true. Like I just analyze and do that, right? So I'm like, if I'm already writing about it and already putting it places and I'm already keeping notes, I might as well share it. Like, why hold on to information if it's helpful? I was like, I know. And she was like, you really should talk about the other book you're writing. I should. Oh my gosh. I am so excited about my other books. My next book that I'm actually working on, and I think I have like, I don't know, 7 or 8 chapters written at this point in time. It's about marketing and marketing for a bakery business. And I've said it before, I know nothing about marketing. I do know things about marketing now, but I went into this business not knowing anything about marketing, not being a marketing expert. Seriously, when I first started Perfectly Pastry and working on social media and on Instagram, I legit wrote a post one time that said, drop a raised hand emoji if you agree. No, I did not drop the emoji. I literally spelled it out for you. That is what I brought to marketing. That's exactly what I brought to marketing. And since then, I have learned a lot. And the biggest thing I have learned is that I am not limited by an industry. I am not limited by somebody else's ideas of what I should be doing and how my business should look. One of the biggest things that I have like worked hard to break through. First of all, just so you know me, I don't do well with anybody telling me that I can't do something. Like if you want to see me motivated, tell me I can't do something. It is game on. Like game on. It isn't part of my personality. It is part of my DNA. It is game on. So when somebody tells me, well, you are in a circle and you need to stay in that circle, I'm like, watch me be a square. Watch me. I will make my square fit in your circle. That probably not something I should have said on Facebook. Now that I'm like thinking that through, I was like, that analogy was probably not the greatest. Whatever. Anyway, so like that's been my biggest thing. And so my next book is all about marketing, but not just marketing for your business, but like outside the box marketing. We didn't have a big marketing budget. We don't have millions of dollars behind us to do marketing. I have to be very strategic with what we do with marketing. I need to hit my ideal customer. I need to know how to get people's attention, and I need to do it at as low of a cost as I can currently because I don't have a lot of marketing budget. And my book is all about that. My book is all about all these crazy ideas that I've had, and they've been a lot of fun. Some of these things that we have done have been so much fun, and one of them is coming in. I can't wait. I'm so excited about that one. But again, I can't tell you guys because it is not ready yet. But that's what my next book is about. And I plan to have it finished by December. Like I said, it is pretty much done. The only reason I can't finish it yet is because I need the summer to come so I can execute my last idea before I put it into the book. Because I really want to give an analysis because I'm an analyzer of what happened, how we did it, what took place, and what people's reactions were, right? Because like, what's the point of doing something in marketing just because it's a great idea if it doesn't execute well and if it doesn't have the results that you're looking for? So that's the last component. I do research when I do ebooks. Yeah. All right. I'll keep talking about that and I'll let you guys know when that book is out, but like, I am super, super excited about it. And one of the things that I've been thinking about doing is, a webinar. Like I've been thinking about like, how am I going to market my book? And one of the things I think I'm going to do is a webinar. And the reason I'm going to do a webinar is because like I nerd out on some marketing ideas when it comes to running a bakery. And I have a lot of ideas to share, and I want to find that audience who is looking to hear that knowledge. I come on here, but most of you are our customers and you're like, I don't need to know how to market a bakery. Like, girl, that's not what I'm here. I want to know the best dessert that I can eat for this weekend, right? Like that's a lot of it. And so I'm looking for, I want a place to go where I can find those people who are like, yes, please beat me over the head with your ideas. I need all of them so my business can work. So I think I'm going to do a webinar. Like, I've really been thinking about it. I've been on lots of webinars. I've been taking notes. I am going to rock my webinar when I do it. I just am going to do it. I'm going to do it closer to when I release my book. I've like thought about doing it sooner. And I was just like, no, I think I need to wait until my big project this summer is done. And then I'll focus on my webinar and then getting my book out. Like, that's the plan. Because like I said, my book is written, and even the last chapter of it, the bare basics of the last chapter is written. I just don't have the analytical part of it to add to it. So yeah, so keep up. If you're like, oh my goodness, I would love to hear your ideas, I will be sharing that information. I'll just keep watching these Facebook Lives. You'll get that information. Okay, so I'm going to finish off strong today with 5 tips that I have if you're starting your business, especially if it's a bakery business, and like some things that you can do to get started to draw attention to your business. For starters, video is king. Video is king. Go live, do a YouTube channel, make some reels. I don't care what kind of video content you choose. You're like, I can only do 5-minute increments. Do it. Give me some lives. Give me some reels. Give me some TikToks. Video. Most people do not like writing their words. Most people rather speak. We're all just too scared to make videos. Like, don't watch your video. Don't be. Like, because if somebody's making fun of you, it's just because they're too chicken to do it. Seriously. Like, if they were able to do it better than you, then they would be doing it and they would not have time to worry about you. Trust me, when you're making content, you don't have time to worry about anybody else. So if they're making fun of you, then it's just because they're chicken. I mean, I would use other words, but then Facebook would ding me for censoring, right? So they're just chicken, so don't worry about it. Seriously. Let the haters hate. Don't worry about it. So video content, whatever you choose to do, create video for that, okay? Master one social media at a time. That does not mean that you can't be posting to other social media, but you need to start learning one social media at a time. It does not matter if you're using it as a user. Yes, you need to know how a user interacts with it, and you should absolutely learn that part, but it's different when you're on there as a business than when you're on there as just on there. Okay, so learn to master it, but do them one at a time. Sure, post all of them. I really don't care if you want to do it that way. Master one at a time. They all have something different to contribute to your business. You have different audiences. You connect with those audiences different. Learn each social media one at a time, and not just from a user standpoint. Get a scheduler. You cannot do social media without a scheduler. You can, but you are wasting so much time. Find yourself a cheap scheduler. We love Zoho Social. We have Zoho One. That is why we have Zoho Social. Absolutely love it. My husband's the one that turned me on to it, and I love it. I absolutely love using it. Find something out there. There are freebies. If you use the freebies, you usually get to like schedule 5 things at a time, but whatever. Facebook has its own scheduler. It's kind of clunky sometimes, but I use it. I like Zoho Social better because I can just like add to multiple social media at once. But if you're starting with Facebook, learn the back end of Facebook. It has a scheduler that's free, and actually you can schedule for Instagram too. And I'm almost positive you can schedule out stories. I haven't gotten that good at scheduling out stories, but maybe one day, right? Like, it's just not the top of my priority. Work smarter, not harder. What do I mean by that? When I first started out, I would make a video on Facebook. Like, I would go Facebook Live. And then I would re-record the same content and put it on YouTube. And then I would re-record the same content as my voice and create a podcast out of it. Don't. Seriously, don't. Stop reinventing the wheel. If you have a video, share it everywhere. Share it everywhere. If the aspect ratio for the imaging doesn't work, build something around it. When I post a Facebook Live to Instagram on IGTV, I have a template that I created in PowerPoint of all things that creates like a little box that has our logo and our address and our website. It's not 100% the most beautiful thing ever, but whatever. It works and it does its job, and it makes my video look enjoyable, and it's not this weird white, like all this white around it. Like, it works. And I'm not re-recording anything. I'm literally just resharing that information. Stop reinventing the wheel. You do not need to recreate the video over and over again. Take the video. I literally use iMovie on my laptop to edit myself. I've used it on my phone to edit videos. Like, I am no video editor, okay? And I'm not paying somebody else to do it at this point in time. I just use iMovie. And then I just share it out. And if people don't like it, then people don't like it. Whatever. Move on. Move on. You don't have to watch it. I didn't make you watch it, right? Like, don't worry about it. But stop redoing it. Seriously, stop redoing it. And then you can even tune that information into podcasts. And if you're like, how do I do all of that? I've talked about it. Go check out my website. Go check out some of my old Facebook lives. Like, I talk about it a lot. All right, last thing, try to think outside the box. Stop trying to force your business into industry standards. Stop trying to, well, this is how it's done. I don't care. I really don't care how things are done. What I care about is how I'm going to do it and how I'm going to make it work. What is my problem and how am I going to make it work? That is like the biggest advice that I can give you is stop trying to be like everybody else. Like, stop. It is doing you harm. Every time we have a problem, we think, well, how is it typically done? Okay, well, that sucks and we can't do it. So how can we make it happen? And we have been able to accomplish so much in our business by being like, well, that doesn't work for us. So what else can we do? Like, how else can we approach that? By the way, that's like my favorite thing to do about business. Like, seriously, I love that part of business. But those are that's my advice. That's my advice to you if you're like out there and like, I don't even know how to get started. Start with video. Choose one social media at a time. Use a scheduler. I'm cheating. I'm looking at my list over here. Work smarter, not harder. Think outside the box. All right. I have been seriously rambling for forever. Thank you for watching me. I'm going to hop off of here. So if you're watching me live, make sure you follow us and like us on Facebook. Facebook's not your jam. I totally get it. We're on other social media. Facebook is the only one that we are at Perfectly Pastry Bakery. All the other social media at Perfectly Pastry. Again, I told you, I am not a marketing guru. I did not bring marketing knowledge into this business, guys. Hence, at Perfectly Pastry Bakery for Facebook and all other social media being at Perfectly Pastry. It happens. Who cares? It's my business. I get to do it the way I want, right? All right, you guys, I'm going to hop off of here and I will see you again next week. Bye, you guys.